Appreciate it. Romans 15:4, I'll try to be mindful. We're coming up on my time. But this week coming up, though, y'all know I won't be doing a lot of preaching. We're going to kind of lay back. We're going to let these shower priests, let the Zamar and them through with their stuff. Y'all got some new stuff? It ain't that Asian noise, is it? Ain't that Asian music, is it? I hate all Asian noises. Just like that. He said, preacher, you said all Asian noises? All of them, I hate them. No, I just do that, Ben Swisher. But you probably got 2 albums. No, I'm talking about you. Yeah, throw it back on, ain't it? I'm definitely not talking about you. I'm talking about you now. Now I'm messing with you. No. How much you got? How many you wrote? That's a lot.
But I have enough for an album.
I gotta be rolling. How many of y'all got enough for an album? You just got completed. That's tight. Kevin, you got some more Nemo? You working on it? How many? I know he don't work on. What you got, an album already? How many you done wrote already? Oh, you got one you worked on? You been busy? Oh, yeah. How come? I must say it take you a while. They said take Jahid a while. Where's Jahid at? I thought Jahid was fast. They said Jahid is fast. He is fast. I said, what made me say I thought Jahid was fast? Why would I say that? I must know something. Jahid fast. Oh, that was somebody said. That's tight. That's tight right now. Don't be some repenting this move hard, ain't it? No. Nah, I guess one of them days he probably is. But say, y'all got some fast writers in here. Who y'all figure out fast writers? Fast. Ray? Ray can write fast. You write pretty fast. Cam said he'll just be in the car driving. Whole song in his mind. He said, man, Daddy, go with that bud. It's tight. Cam, how long it take you to write one? If somebody gave you one right, say, Cam, I got this on to do a little beat.
It depends on the concept and the beat. If I'm really feeling it,
Same day. God. Sometimes it take a little long. Jared, how long it take Jared? Jared, how long it take you to write one? I don't take that long. Seriously. But I listen to you. You be saying something though. The way you spit it, sound like you just come right in here, y'all spit it like, get it. It'll take you a minute before you get it. You don't spit too regular, huh? When you say it like that, I'll spit it like, get it. So it like, maybe he do it like 5 minutes or something like that. Lynn Nicole, she used to be fast. She first started. I remember she was the first one we had doing then, Chanel. That's a nice Delbon. Where you from? Oh, I'm sorry. Seven Tail. Why Damon laughing? Seven Tail. Which one? Hold on. Third line. Hold on, man. Does her husband know she was a thug? She said he'd be scared to come to her neighborhood. He'd be scared to come to your neighborhood because of Thug. Yeah, man. Ask Amber why she laughing. You see Thug in her? Huh? This you being new. Yeah, we glad of that. So the old one was really Thug. Y'all want her back? I'll come by. You see Thug over there? She said she might see a little Thug. So who we got our other fast writer? We got Lee, Austin. Yeah, Austin, right. They say you said that Jahid got like the quickest return time.
When he wants to preach it.
That
he doing that bull jive.
he doesn't say that, and they doing that bull jive. Yeah, I mean, really, yeah. Huh? Oh, somebody here done ran out of women body parts to talk. Yes, sir. Oh, huh? What about Hump? Hump got a fair return time on the Hump. How long it take you to write? Somebody said 5 years, 20 minutes. He said if he like it, he writing in 20 minutes. Huh? Somebody said you still working on your first album. That's been 6 years ago. We can let the air blow just a little, then we shut it down. You know, just a little. Because it's a little warming on them. So Humpback got a fast return time. Y'all can tell people, somebody said, nah, he's slow. Breezer, what about Breezer? The old Breezer. That new Breezer about that bull.
I had to get a new computer and everything, but we back up and running.
That's tight. Big Lee? Here they go. My experience. What Chris raised their hand for? Chris, you got slow return time. Oh, you didn't leave it to the professor. That's all right, though. Y'all got talent, though. Oh, Val? Yeah. Val right fast, does she? No, I thought you right. You know what, then? You listen to y'all stuff, you'll be thinking, y'all, man, come on something fast. She turtle. And she be skipping all down that aisle, wide slap open. And you're a turtle writer. What about her about Carrie coming up? No, this out in one take. I heard about that time, it was that one take. Well, I did one take. They said about 50. Stop, brother. Stop. They say, why they was so confident? This why I did one take it done. How long it took it?
Like 5, 6 days. He wanted the white to get out of it.
He wanted the white to get out of it. Oh, they got the white. How long it take the white? The white, you speeding. He fast. He can do that. Because he going to put a hand on that mustache. I mean, every time man cut up, he be looking at me, he be like, I be like, move your damn finger. What is that finger on that mustache? He go in here, look at me, he like, who is the guy back down? Magwood on the block. It don't take long. He gonna sing about Walmart. Got another place to get my bullet from. Got Canada? Canada, you slow Canada?
I fell off right now, but
it just depends. Yeah, you hear that? I'm right here neck Louis about to fall back. I'm right here neck Louis. I be like, if he fall, I be looking at him like, he gonna fall. He gonna fall. Ken, you ain't fast. Cause you that 40 nigga.
only Lee song, that's the only one.
Who?
Lee song.
Oh, you got that one fast.
I did it, but that's it.
Who else we got here right? Dexter? Hey! Hey! They're good. No. My luck, I bet you alone. That's how long it take you? That man put a Bible, I'm gonna quote, whatsoever giveth by the inspiration. They ain't even in the book. Whatsoever giveth by inspiration. He talking you throw giveth in there, we gonna think it came from the book. But really, no, honestly though, y'all got talent. I was just curious how long it take y'all to. Right, you ever try to do some more? No, sir. You don't want to try it? No, sir. She represents Silk. Silk for the. That's a couple of, we working on. Who else we got? Hey, why don't you? What for? What things? Now, what about John? Oh, now I know Greek. Greek slow.
He got it.
Greek done told Greeks, man. I can't be running fast. They be running so fast, man. He dropped that thing though by a hair like a kilo, skin black like a razor. Now he puts aside sick when he put that down. I like that. He be putting that was he'll put them little short little in there. What about Danielle? How long it take her to write? Oh my! Hold on. Are you serious? Oh my! Gave me. I don't. Oh my! Somebody behind you, sir. Not Lanita. I mean, that who sitting behind you. I think. Hold on for a minute. Danielle, that long. Faith said she fat though. She said just come to her. What about Faith?
They twins.
Hold on. Somebody Breezer say y'all twin. Faith gonna get you. Faith pretty fast. Oh, she here. Okay. Kevin don't want that skillet across her head. Yeah. I guess who it is. I guess they had to feel the beat and then do it. So who the fastest out of y'all think? Who would y'all say pretty about it? The white? Austin. Austin pretty fast, huh? Huh? That depends. Who you say? How it depend if you gonna say yourself? The man said that depends. Who you say? That's sick. All right, I just curious. This Romans 15:4. All right, listen.
For whatever Nikatab before.
For whatever was written before.
Nikatab for our learning.
It was written for our learning.
That we through endurance.
That we through patience.
In the kum of the Ketubim.
Do what?
Might have tikva.
Let's look at something. Say that Matthew 10:34. And again, I can't say how much again. I appreciate the press. But I really want us to get further. Let me see 10, I think 34, let me have 10 and 30. I want us to be better. I want us to be more proficient. I really want us to be ready. And in doing that, there are a lot of things we try to look at. We want to make sure we align ourselves with, to make sure we leave nothing out, okay? I want to make sure, because I'm telling y'all, where we at now, where we're going to, and where this Iraq is getting ready to go to, the alarm, the world, you just got to check yourself on every point. Kind of like a physical. Check the blood, check the organ, do an x-ray, do an EKG, do a CAT scan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to just check everything, because illness could be coming from anywhere. Anybody had that? You go to the doctor, sometimes they can't, something they could tell from a blood pressure cuff, from a thermostat, and from the pulse, they can kind of get an idea of gauging. Sometimes it might be doctor come in with a chart saying, I'm ordering a few tests, because they're kind of uncertain of why you're having this situation. Anybody dealt with that before? And they start saying tests, you're not finna leave right there. I want to get a urine. I want to get some blood. I want to just take you down for a CAT scan. And then we'll do an EKG and an x-ray. It's because I'm not really sure, but what I want to do to be certain is check everything, and in order to do it, I have to do all these tests, see what's in the bloodstream, see what's passing through the urine. Some of them might say I need a stool sample. I need to see what's going on in the digestive tract. Y'all got it? I need to check all these things so I can come up with a conclusion or be conclusive in what I'm going to give a diagnosis on. For us, one thing that we know for sure, kata'im, sin, kata, sin, is our issue. We're all sick with it. And we're all so gravely ill that we're going to moot. Okay? Now what we got to do, we're going to have to do a serial test. Okay? So we got to find out what's going on in the digestive tract. We got to do a CAT scan and see what's going on in the mind. We got to do an EKG and see where the heart is. We just got to see. Got to see we got a regular or we find some irregularities. I'm going to tell you how we find irregularities for us. Sometimes I'm good. Then it seems like I kind of get off. Like your heart listening. Sometimes they put their listen a little long because trying to hear, is it keeping the same consistent beat, or do I hear the boom, 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 boom? That alarms me. It makes me want to do some more tests. Now I might want to go and do a scope. I might want to put you to sleep so I can go down and look at the heart physically, so I can get an idea to see if it's something that's there. That when the heart is enlarging itself, is it hitting something at a certain point? The reason there's an irregularity. And in doing that, we need to search to see all the things that we got, how do they play with us? What part do they play with us? You got what I'm saying? You'd be surprised, certain things play a different part with every one of us. Y'all got it? Y'all don't understand that? All right, let's see. This is 10 and 30. Book of Matthew. Listen, for those watching that, you can look at the Word program. You can look it up, the Word program. Take your King James perversion. You can use that and read along. You'll hear some differences because you'll look at the Latin for what they'll call the New Testament, which I call the Second Berith, Second Covenant. And I look at, and this is the King James perversion. You can look and follow along as well. Listen,
but the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
Very hairs of your head are all numbered.
Ye are not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whosoever, therefore, shall confess me before unashamed, him will I confess also before Abi, which is in Shamayim. But whosoever shall deny me before unashamed, him will I also deny before Abi, which is in Shamayim. Think not that I am come to send shalom on a rise.
You hear that? Listen what happened.
I came not to send shalom,
But,
a sword.
so that's going to be what we'll look at. We'll look at, for us, we will look at the Zen. Can we see the Zen? On the Aleph. See, that's part of the benefit when I talk about earlier of us getting the Aleph, so we can go back and look at the very foundations of our scripting, of how everything was learned. Just like now, when you spell words and you look at words, you basically kind of configure them based off of sounds of letters. How the sounds they make when they come together. There's certain things we configure from what he tells us from the very principles of how we learn our communication, which were things that we use on a daily. So if we're constantly using the Zen, we're constantly using the Gamal, which was the foot. I understand certain premises. Yahusha said, I must walk what? He said what? And? He said, and tomorrow. We understood how things work. You know what I'm saying? Pattern. We looked at a lot of things he said were things we used. This is how we travel. This is how we get through. Y'all got it. So a lot of the very things we look on our Aleph, these are the principal things we got to consider. We needed this. This is the fundamentals of our language. So we come down and look at the Zen. They call it the meta, which is for food, for cut, and for nourishment. But before he told us about using it, he started telling you about confessing him, which was admitting your relationship to him, because then he's going to admit his relationship with you. And if you don't, and in doing that, he let you know, and don't think it's going to get you no shalom either. It's actually going to cause a divide. It is with relationship. It caused a lot of marriages has been divided because of the bar. You know what I'm saying? Well, I came, my wife and family, because I want my family to be closer. It might be the very thing might break it up. Because this is really show how edgy things are. It really show you what people mind. If people, listen, a lot of relationship people tell you, people that stay together longer, this has stayed out of the equation. When the bar comes in, the word that we know it, it'll cause that separation. It will cause that separation. And that's what we look at. So we look at the matter. But then we look at what happened. The purpose of him separating us is that cut is for our nourishment. And so he can feed us. Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all were born a baby? Some of these people don't know. Sorry, except for Malcolm. Thank you, Malcolm. Malcolm, that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? One of them we still figure, but Malcolm not hard. But you ain't gonna find no finer fella, isn't it? But let me ask y'all a question. Were any of y'all there? Okay, back like I said, Malcolm said, way back there. In there. Man, I remember little green things come shooting out the ground. Like grass? Yeah, that's what they call it. I said, but the thing was, so when you were born, amazing, was there an attachment? What was it? Umbilical cord. Wow. And that umbilical cord kept you attached to your mother. So now, when you came out, what we do with that umbilical cord? Left it on you? And after that, what do we do? How you start eating from that point? He started feeding you. Because with that, it was no way to feed you. You were fed from the umbilical cord. So in order for you to be nourished out here, he had to cut it. Well, this is the same thing he had to come do now. We look at the Zen. Because we look at it as well as cut, but typically when we looked at it as cutting, we looked at it for food. We looked at it for nourishing. What were we eating food? For our nourishment, to strengthen us. So how you were living before, off that umbilical cord, how far did you get? You got to be a pretty big grown fella, huh? You couldn't even start really in your growth. It really stunted your growth. It only allowed you, it limited how far you can go. And that's what happens sometimes with people. It limits you. Wow. Well, you be the judge. Why they just didn't leave it on you? Why you just didn't stay inside? It's because I'm getting too heavy. You couldn't go but so far. If that baby stayed in that belly for longer than 10 months, it become a detriment to the baby. You die. Guess what happens sometimes when you stay connected to things too long? So now in cutting what sound the worst thing in the world, called the cutting, and just think about what happened with it, but then you actually look at the benefit. Me boy done grow. Because now that cutting was so you could take on another nourishment from a different aspect. Hello? So now when he told you, think not I've come to send shalom, but I actually came to set a sword. Well, how did we know the sword at the first? Coming from the Zen. Before it was a sword, we knew it as the Zen. And we knew the Zen as for cutting, for separating. We also knew it was used for nourishment, for food. That's what we did our food, so we could eat. Did we leave the food stay attached out there and get it? No, you had to cut and separate it. Y'all got so it become what? Beneficial. Can it be beneficial if it just stay out there and just stay attached to the stalk? And you just walk through there and just breathe it. The only way it can happen is what? You got to cut it and take it away. So let's look at where your benefit come in at. Because we do refer to you as a harvest. Is the benefit you land in the field or the benefit of bringing you in? I'm bringing you in the field with it? How this going to work? So now let's look at this situation. Yahuwah is looking to come back and gather us in his barn. I'm still attached though. That's the only way, one way to get me apart, separate me. Hello? So now in my thinking, I got to process, because a lot of times people process things in the wrong way. But we look at from a food standard or from the field, you don't bring the field and you cut it away from in order to bring it in. That's what a benefit is. Well, in order to bring us in, he got to separate us from where we are. It's hard to bring you in if you're still attached. I got to cut you to separate you. So we start to understand things from the premise of how things work from the foundation. See, tell me where the negativity is here. What's negative? Food, negative. Nourish. But I got to cut you to do it. Hello? A lot of foods you eat, you wind up separating. You might take your fork and cut down between, or take a knife to separate to do it, to cut it, so you can get the food and get the nourishment. That's right. So what if the word came to cut us so it can nourish us? Can we see what the definition of nourish is? Nourish is, please. Nourish. Provide with the food or other substance necessary for health. So what if he cut you away from something because it will stun your growth? Just like when we take the baby away from the umbilical cord, it'll stunt their growth. So a lot of times we've looked at things on a bad, negative end when, relationship things are happening, but we never looked at it for the purpose of what if it actually has a benefit to it? Because there's a benefit if it came, he said I can nourish you with the Zen. The Zen can't do it unless it cut. It don't nourish, it can't give me no nourishment unless it's cut. These are things we have to look at. So, and the reason why we look at these are practical things so we understand things. Okay, how things actually, even with surgeries. If you just say you had a cyst, not a cyst. You know what I'm saying? A growing lump. Now, if this cyst don't get addressed and broken down and removed, it can return cancerous. Now, in order for me to get it, I only have one way. Now, we have some lasers that can go in and remove certain. They do certain things, can shrink things. You use some radiation. But sometimes we have to go in and cut in order to go in and remove. Now, with that cutting, there's going to be some effects of hurt, pain, soreness, lack of some mobility for a while, some things until you find a condition to get yourself back. But the ultimate goal is to get you where you're going. Because you're looking at, well, if I don't touch it, because I ain't with that cutting on me, want no scar, but then we got to deal with if this cyst turn cancerous. It turns malignant, which turns deadly to death. So now I got to weigh the effects of, is it worth keeping to get to the point where it's a near death or death situation? Now I need to take the cut. Go through the process of what happened. I'm gonna be sore, the stitches, the marks are there. You know what I'm saying? The scar is there, but then I look at the benefit of what it does for me later, correct? Well, that's what we start looking at with everything we got. If you just linger on the cut, the scar, and the initial pain of what you deal with and not the benefit of the result after, you're never gonna get what you need. So there's a benefit to it as well, right? There are situations where there's no way around it. We gotta do surgery, which means cut it, but it's what? So you can continue to grow, so we can get you to a better condition. So now we have to have enough confidence in Elohim and knowledge of Elohim to understand when things happen. I gotta look at the nourishment. I gotta look at the benefit of it's necessary for my growth, it's for my health, and a good condition. Let's see what a condition is. It could probably be a state of, or you can put air in the front of it. I know it take y'all a while to process. That's all right. It's one of them chemical things. Yeah, air, condition, no worry. Condition. The state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. The state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. Y'all got that? Condition. That's what we're looking at. We got the nourishment for our condition, but we had to understand what it was. That's the quality of. Got it? That makes sense for us? With the regards to its appearance, quality, or working order. So that's something that will hinder you from working. Hello? Can we see that? See that the 12th chapter of the book of Abarim, 12 and 1. Then we'll come back to Most High willing. They call it Hebrews 12 and 1. Abarim. This reads different than it does from the, what version is that? The Beth Mashiach. Listen.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses.
Would that be the appearance? What would the witnesses see? Our appearance? Come on.
Let us lay aside every weight and the kata which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Let's go back down. Slide back down. That's good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Having there, and therefore we also having a great cloud of witnesses over our head, laying aside every weight and the kata which surrounds us. Let us run by patience to the fight purpose to us, because a lot of these things hinder you, and it doesn't allow you to be able to have the representation for the condition. Because we're looking at appearance. Let's look at condition again, please. The state of something with regard to its appearance, how you look with it. How does it make you look? Quality or working order. You're in a fight for your life. Certain things that you have, you don't need. It's just certain things that don't help you in a fight. He said you're looking at the fight that you got purpose before you. Certain things will wait to you, just like when Dawood was giving Shaul's armor. Y'all remember that? And he said he did what? I started, but he looked at it, I hadn't proved him. Based off of the fight he looking at that he was purposed to have, it doesn't fit me. So some people's stuff don't fit you. This is what it don't work for everybody. That's what Dawood looked for. The fight that I'm fighting, he went with what worked for him. Y'all got it? And so now we look at that same thing laying aside based off of the working order. Y'all got it? He has something that's already set for us to do, and a lot of times there are things that we have to wind up separating ourselves from or cutting off, or people. And a lot of us, we don't typically have that mindset. Typically, when we do cut something off with somebody, let's just be honest, it's gone way too long anyway. Because we don't wait way too long and really down to the end, ain't no other choice. Typically, that we actually look at something and immediately identify it and realize to let it go, no. We'll rationalize and wait because maybe this is a test. Maybe he want me to learn something. And we'll drag it on to the bitter end and finally done waiting on us another, realize I've just dragged this on and wasted a whole lot of time. So now he has to come in and he has to separate some things for it. But then if you don't understand the premise of how the dynamics of how our language works, it was all based upon things we do. It was nothing that he gave us it wasn't anything we don't do and we don't use. When do you not use? How many of y'all blind? Okay, good. So how many days you don't use your eyes? Always use them. So every time you wake up, what you do? Keep my eyes closed. Oh, my eyes. They my eyes because they give me sight. So I can see appearance. They let me warn me of things I can see. They let me know whether it looks like it's going to rain, like it's cold, look like it's hot, look like something coming. It just allows me to know a lot. It gives me knowledge with my eyes so I can see a lot of things and get perception. Before I go out, look, you sit there and say, yeah, it look like it's cold out there. Sometimes I look and say, I look pretty. You might walk out, you feel, you say, woo, my eyes kind of fooled me. I thought it was going to be, I thought it was warm, and then, to go back in and get something. So your eye play a major part of things. So now we're trying to look at conditioning, the order of things, and we're looking at working or the quality. Certain times you might do something, but you don't really have the exact quality of what we're looking for, the caliber. Sometimes people say we're looking for a different caliber of people. And when you're talking about doing the work of Elohim, everybody don't fit the caliber. Everybody don't fit the caliber. I'm just being honest with y'all. Everybody, listen, as much as I'm going to work to try to make sure all of us get in, it won't happen. I'm going to be flat with you. All of us will not make it in. Because it's going to come down to a point where you have to really deciding, making a decision, deciding based off of everything you got, where you at, how things are going to look, what people are going to say about you, what people are going to think about you, and that plays a part. People say they want sticks and stone and break my bone. I assure you, words hurt you. How people look at you, what people think about you make a major difference. There are very few people can work through that and it doesn't bother. Usually you have a mental problem that don't. Because the average person is very concerned with what people think about them. Image is everything. So now we start looking at when it comes down to salvation, looking at based upon the quality, based upon the work order, what he's looking for, there are certain people and certain things that don't fit you. Y'all got it? Certain things that don't fit. Let's look at something right quick while I'm talking about that. We'll finish up what we were talking about, but we talked about laying aside. See if that Colossians chapter 3. Let me see if that verse 17. Colossians. Let's see 14. We'll read. I don't know what it say. Been a long time. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Listen.
And above all these things, put on Ahab, which is the bond of Tamim.
See that? He's talking about putting on the bond. What do we know about a bond? Yeah, you use a bond. They have bonding agents. And I say you look at a bond, a person go and get it from a state or a government, investment. We're talking about a bond. We're talking about something that actually connects and holds something together. Can we look at what a bond is? A bond is a relationship between people or groups based on shared feelings, interests, or experience. And above all things, put on Ahab, which is the bond, which is a relationship between people or groups based on shared feelings, interest, or experience. Join or be joined securely to something else, especially by means of an adhesive substance, heat, or pressure. You know what? He wrote one time talking about his other bondsman in Tribulation. See, some of that is what kind of keeps us together, our heart for one another. Although we all come from different walks of life, some somewhat similar in some aspect, a lot of us mainly are different. But our bond has been what we've gone through. It's the fact that you with a group of people that have gone through things and are held in. The reason why a lot of people don't continue, the truth of it, they hadn't gotten the heart to where it's a joining, compounding agent that keeps you there. Y'all got, that's just being honest. Like for me, I'm bonded to the man. I can assure y'all, if y'all waiting to me to jump up and looking one day ain't gonna be here, you can go ahead and kick the bucket now. Cause I'm here until I leave, till the man take me out. Everybody, I'm telling you, that's it for me. It still blows my mind where people at, but at the end of the day, I don't have a choice. I'm a companion with him in tribulation. You know, people look at the story, they'll use Jesus. That's typically where we came from. Every person used the mindset of Jesus. But we know it's Yahusha. But people, Jesus suffering, and they don't even realize you don't really have anything in common with him, other than he was poor. But his poverty came in by making others rich. Your poverty is through your stupidity. So you don't even have anything important. He can look at, Jesus didn't have nothing because he gave his up. You don't have nothing because you just hopelessly stupid. So you don't have a connection even on that end. Y'all got what I'm saying? It don't make sense. The book tells you that he became poor in order to make others rich. That's a different versus he was just poor, he made some stupid, boneheaded decision. He didn't listen. No, he didn't. So you never had anything in common. But now you start looking at our tribulation helps to bond us, and that's connected because now you gather a heart for him based upon our experiences. Now, your experience and you obtaining salvation will come through very similar experiences. The fact that you will have to deny your family, as he did. And the fact that there are things that you will have to hold. I got to sing Aki and Aku to him. So was he. So was he. Folks talking about holding out. You ain't done nothing different. He held out. And that should be your bonding agent with him, because who would better understand your situation? Those that say, well, mine's different. My spouse was an unreasonable person. My spouse was a horrible person. He said, so was mine. So was mine. So on every end, there's a reason to be bonded with him and having a heart, and that bond keeps us together. Hello? Because we had the same similar experiences. But then you isolate yourself and you push yourself out of your own thinking group, which is up here in Stupidville. Then you miss it. And you fail and you mess up. And then you try to, because you don't try to see what we have in common. Look what he tells you about bond. A relationship. Can you have a relationship by yourself? No. That's why you don't need to jack off. Between people, that's plural, not person, people, or groups based. It's on it. Let's go with the relationship, okay? Let's go with people or groups based on shared feeling, interest, or Yahusha desire was to do the will of the Abba. What's yours? I'm trying to jack off. I'm wondering why I ain't saying, I'm wondering why I ain't getting it. Man, that thing it be puzzling me. There's nothing to bond. There's nowhere to bond. It's nothing to bond to, because we don't have the same feeling. He said, my meat is to do the will of my Father, which was his food, because he looked at why. Why? Why would he say his meat would do the will of the Father? Hands.
Each don't live by bread alone.
Each don't live by bread alone. Yes. Appetite. That's what nourished him. That's what nourished him. We just talked about what was nourished. Food. We never, huh? It can be supplements. Necessary for growth and health and good condition. That's why he looked at, that's my food. So anybody who understood the principles of our teachings from our heart with something you demand. Why are somebody out here with the Zen? Because I'm trying to get food in order to nourish not only me, but my home, my family. So there's a purpose to this. Now he's looking at my food because he look, this is essential for my growth. And you don't see it that way. Because when you want to do something, you isolate yourself and you put yourself and lead yourself to your own ideology or ideology. You see what I'm saying? To now you're at failure. And he don't have anything in common with failure. Absolutely nothing. Because on the 2, he said, it's complete. So the reason why it's a problem with you and him, he said, because we don't have similar interests. I have no interest in failure. I don't have any interest in failure. My feelings are shared with other people who are of a like law. And the only way to do that is to know what was the law of Elohim. What's his mind? What's his thing? What's his ideals? I need to know. Because it might be something I don't want to do. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And that's what you have to make up in your mind. Nobody can make you do nothing. You choose. You have an elective choice on. He gives us to know. So understanding from the principle, it helped me to look at that makes sense because he let that was nourish me. That's his food was God. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. Unless I understand the basis of where this whole conversation come from, you're losing me. He let that's essential to my growth. That's to my health. Now I'm wondering why I'm sick. Why these diseases are overtaking me and my kid? Why? No nourishment. And we look at naturally, what part of the thing that we use now looking at why people sick is the body defense mechanism. They don't even realize these diseases, let me tell you a secret. Y'all want to know a secret? All right, this is a secret. None of these diseases new. Once they change the food, guess what? The disease can get in. Your immune system is an inner line inside your body, okay? You got it from your food. Once I changed your food and got you from growing your food and keeping up with your food and you left it in my hands, I changed it. So now you can't fight off stuff that's been out here. Lysol said they always had COVID on the bottom of the can. Who bought Lysol back then for COVID? How many of y'all before that used to buy Lysol all the time? Let me see the hand of one of you to buy it all the time. I wasn't studying on Lysol. And we bought Lysol, you sprayed it on somebody done messed in the bathroom or something. I wasn't thinking about no Lysol. Except like going to a hotel, I spray bed. I wouldn't walk around no Lysol just spray. I didn't think nothing about it. Go wash your hands. So all of a sudden, think what changed? The food changed. So now in order to get you to see the difference of how things work from Elohim word, so you see the central. So let me get this straight. So the food was for my nourishment, which was for my health and my growth. And for me to have good condition. Now they changed the food. So now my condition changed, my health changed, my welfare changed. Got it? So now I'm at a loss. I'm at a defect. Now, this is the same thing we start looking at the people came. He tried to tell the people came, and they changed it. He told you when he came to home and said, what did they do to the word? That into a lie. And you see what happened? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator. So at that point, what did he do to him? I gave him over. I gave him up. They lost a defense. You lost your defense. You had a defense and you gave it up. And that's what we did. We lost our defense and we gave it up. And now look at our condition. Huh? That's it. And you don't have no bond. Because they taught us in a way, you really had nothing in common with Jesus if you made sense. It actually made no sense. Because they never taught you him as a man. You were taught as a spiritual being straight from God. Manger grown fish on the cross gone. That basically is in a nutshell. They never taught you to get you to see the man side and get you to understand the man side, because that's the only way you can actually have a connection to him. I have no connection with a spirit. I don't know why you do it. People say, when you spiritual, your mama. Go dig your mama out. Because you're not. You are a man. The same thing he told the Malak of Tyre. Though you set your law at the law of Elohim, you ain't gonna believe it. You are a Ish, and you are not Elohim. I'm a man. You're a man. Elohim couldn't come down here and do this himself. He's Ruach. I can't do it. I had to take a body and put myself in to come down and show and begot. Tell you, this is what I begot. This is my being right here. I took a man and made a man my son, put myself in that man, part of me, and gave him to you and let you saw him so you understand relationship to me. And I told you, you could be my son. Before we know that, the only way you'd have known to been an Elohim would have been spirit. According to EU, the second chapter, there was a union. There was a day. You ain't gonna believe what happened. The Ben Nima Elohim came before him, and not one of them was a man. Not one of them was a man. Not one of them was a man. So this was a hard concept for us to understand. So he had to give us somebody in retrospect that we can relate to. That'd be somebody we could relate to. That'd be some common things that we could deal with. The fact I watch a man go in here and I'm waiting, and I got this man up on this pedestal, this the Rosh Kohan, I'm waiting this man to go in, I bring him my baraka, my gift, and to go to offer it up. And he said, oh, what's up? He said, what you gonna do? He said, first I need to go in, I need to offer one for myself. I said, oh. Both of us going through something. Then we companions in tribulation. Because I came to give you mine. And you got to go and you got to present for yourself before you can present for me. So I see the human entity in you. You couldn't see that in Elohim. These people act like they do, you're a retard. You could never say he a ruach. That's why the man told you when you should call, you don't know what you're doing. Let you know, he said you couldn't know what you're doing. That's how the Yahudim. He told you what Elohim was looking for. He was looking for someone that would shakar him. Because he was a ruach. And they that did it had to do it. How was that again? In the ruach. Which means the only way for me doing it to see, that's why I don't take my physical body to try to keep the Shabbat. I let my ruach do it. That's what Elohim is. See, this is when your stupid get real gone. You say, man, what you doing eating that pork? Huh. I know what you're thinking. They're sin. See, I can't worship Elohim in the flesh. That's why I'm eating this pork. My spirit never ate it, Dave. See, he's seeking somebody to worship him in spirit. See, after a while, your stupidity just keep dumbing you down. So how he needs me to worship him? Just like the word said. That's how you worship him in the Ruach. You do it according to, just like he said it. That's what he told Mushah when he brought him up. See that I do all things. That's Ruach showed it to him. So if he did it the way the Ruach showed it to him, you ain't gonna believe it. Then you should call me in the Ruach. Because the Ruach has set the order by my word. Because I'm Elohim, my word. Elohim is a Ruach. So the word he told me is Ruach, which is spiritual. So when I take on the obedience, which is to Shama, to hear what the intent to do, and follow that exact measure, then you ain't gonna believe it. I am a worshiper, a shakar of him in the Ruach and not in the flesh. And I discipline the flesh at the same time, because I'm gonna tell you why you look at not in the flesh, because the flesh will never do it. No, I ain't doing it. Flesh of Tony Smith, go now and start running down the street wide slap over. I told him, no, I ain't done. Man, I'll bust my heart. But if you give it to me written to know, and I absorb it from the obedient pattern that he told me of following it from the word, and I take the discipline of my inner man takes on the obedience, then it disciplines the flesh to make it go do it. You just talking to the flesh ain't gonna do it. You know that. That's why you keep jacking off, why you keep fornicating, keep lying and lusting. That's the flesh. Till you absorb it to the Ruach, you ain't gonna never discipline the flesh. See, that's where it started at first. Am I confusing y'all? Okay, the outside measure, Tony Smith ain't gonna do it. Outside measure tells me gonna strain, lie, cheat, steal, everything gotta do. The Ruach, the inner part of Tony Smith, has to be minded of to follow it as it's written. And it constricts the flesh. The flesh don't want to do it. But the inner man has that desire to do it. You got it? And that desire to do his will is what I'll absorb and I'll take in. That's going to nourish me. And that's going to discipline the flesh, because now the flesh is going to go do what he told me to do. And it actually came from the Ruach, which is the word. Confusing? Probably is a little bit. Let me see. Let me see. How do we kind of look at this? The flesh has a will. The flesh has a will. It does. It has a will. Your body, your exterior body, flesh, which is still your heart, still everything inside it, all flesh. It has a will. It has a desire. Okay? Then you have man consists of spirit. Okay? And he consists of a nephesh. That spirit, that life is what goes into that nephesh. That's how your body moves. That's how your body operates. Okay? That spirit, when that spirit leaves the nephesh, that nephesh is going to die. And that flesh. Man consists of those three parts, body, soul, and spirit. Y'all got it? Ruach, okay? So now we have the word Elohim, which none of you have obeyed. When I said none of you, all three components have not obeyed. What comes all of a sudden to make these three come under compliance of one? Let me see. The nephesh that committed Qatar gonna die. I don't want to die. Then in order for me to live, all three had to come under subjection to follow what the word says. That is the only order to escape death. You got it? That word that comes from the spirit, Ruach, which is Elohim. Okay? That desire that I take in to want to live constrains my flesh to do things that are life-giving and not things to die, which I did not do before, yet I was still body, soul, and spirit. Now, all these three had to be constricted down and come together into agreement to follow what gives life. Hello? Hello? And then he had to come along and he had to show you how to break the will of the flesh. Just like we get through with kafar. Also, it's about you breaking will. What was contingent upon you keeping it? You were going to die. I'm going to cut that soul off. If he cut that soul out, that means you're going to take the spirit away from it, the spirit that gives it life. I'm going to take it away, trying to show you that there is a desire to want to live. But what you're doing now, it actually goes against the science of living because you need food and water to survive. How do you not eat food and water and still survive? Because the word sustains. The word sustains. It's coming in to try to show you to break the will of the flesh, because in your mind you'll think you're breaking it when you just following, but he had to come in and get you to break it, break a science, break that this is a normative. This is what people do. Get up, what you want to do when you wake up in the morning? Ready to eat, ain't much longer. Or so I'm going to drive and get me something. As soon as I get, just grab me something. I get up and drink me something in the morning. That's what I do every day, and they said break it. Because you have to come back and you got to realign yourself to make sure that the flesh ain't actually operating and that the Ruach still is in command and control. Just like being here, these are disciplines. These are disciplines. Your flesh ain't there. I know I used to do on Fridays. Just got paid Friday night, party jumping, feeling right. Man, when that thing came out, I was at the liquor store. Man, I was at the liquor store. I liquor store, I get a 12, get a case. I know what I'm finna do. I'm smoking, we finna party, that's it. And I'm going out Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't do that. The flesh say, not now. Now I got to come out, broke a discipline. But what will contingent upon it? The will to live. Now I had a will to live before, and that's what it gets you. You don't take people in until they first have a will to live. That was certain stuff. I didn't play on the expressway then. There's a lot of stuff. There was a will to live, but he had to get me to see that first and get you to understand the will to live. How's I'm going to take the will to live now? Unless I understood there was a will to live then. The things that I did stuff, felt like that was life-giving. I felt like, hey, that we living our life, party. Do that stuff, keep yourself going. So now you take it and try to get me to understand that life that you're living has an end to it. I'm going to show you a life that has no end to it. And I'm got to get you now, I just got to get you to learn how to choose. And your decision going to come in looking at, see what this yield you from other people. A lot of us, how many of y'all had people you depart with y'all, they dead now? So it ain't hard to see it come to an end, ain't it? But he need to show me that. Things you did and the people that did them with you, where are they? So you start adding it up. You say, now, how much longer before it be you? So now I got to get you to get a will to want to live. Similar to the one you had. Y'all got it? Now the will you had to want to live this time, it's got to be conducive to the word though. Y'all got it? Now we're going to come in and we're going to restrain the flesh that you said could never be broken. Because everything now contingent on death. Everything we're doing contingent on death. So man, go out here, man, drive the car real fast so we can die. You say, whoa, no. Man, go to the party, man, so we can get shot and get killed. Who did that? You're like, man, man, what you said? Man, ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Who did that? Man, go on the expressway and see if we can jump out of the way of them cars. Yeah, man, that's stupid. Drinking, shacking up, fornicating, adultery, masturbating, it's stupid. Because all they're going to get you killed. But until you can understand it from that level, you won't get it. Don't think this, I'm getting that because you never looked at it. He's trying to get you to see every sinner wants to live in a sense. You got it? There are things that they do, they feel like that helps them to live. There's things they do, they don't realize the thing they do are actually death. They got some things they feel like a life and life-giving. Then he has to show them the end to those things by other people around them dissipating or disappearing or people dying or people changing or people walking away. And it gets you to look like it's down to you now. How long for you be one of them? So now I got to introduce you into still want to live. But now we're going to look living longer than what you had now. Because with everything you've done, you only got so much time here. Y'all got it? So now to get us to understand it is to get us to see the value of the word. Because I didn't come to be saved to die. I really didn't. I wouldn't have came. They'd have told me back then, to be saved, you have to die. I'd have walked off. I never would have came. I came because I thought if I came, I wouldn't die. Was there anybody that came willing to die? I didn't. I came over and changed my life because I didn't want to die. But see, that was the only way to get me. I'd have never came. He said, come over, see what you got to do. You're going to have to die. Then this is all confusing. Because where my mind was, that made no sense. I was only coming because I was afraid of dying. I saw everybody gone. Do averages. Where you at? It's got to fall on you. Do your numbers. I was a numbers guy. Do your numbers. You next. So I said, let me get out of this. I get myself saved so I don't die. I walked right into death. But I never came if I'd have heard it like that. Now I understand the process. It's not manipulating, it's just things you need to know. He even told them, the Shalakim, they caught up puzzle. He said, I got many things to say to you. He said, but rather you can't bear it. One of them wasn't right. He said, at the time, it wasn't good to tell you. Y'all got it? So now where we at, it's time for us to really sit down and consider, here we are now, and this thing winding up, where we at? A lot of y'all keep wondering, why I keep messing up? Why? Because you hadn't looked at the value yet. You hadn't looked at your health, you hadn't looked at your condition, and why things happen the way they do. Because people have altered the word, just like they altered the food. We all agree the food changed. Food we ate in don't tell you, said, man, you'll go get, you said, I remember one time I went to Burger King. I used to love that chicken sandwich back then. I couldn't afford it back then. I'm talking one time, first light that I looked up, looked up and got it. Man, thing about that. Back then, it's like about that long. That in my mind now. It's like about that long, that chicken sandwich. That thing, man, when I tell you, whoever had that chicken sandwich for Burger King that long, I'm talking about back. God almighty, no. That thing was right on there, man. Woo, man, that thing out, Ryan. It's been back a few years. I was on Rita Ann Road. I seen that Burger King. I said, man, I got a tape of that chicken sandwich. I rolled in and got that thing. I got that thing, taste like cardboard. I said, what in the world is this? I said, I remember the thing tasting like this. Tasted terrible. I know it worse than that then. That probably like 07, 06 then. So I know the thing worse than that. It ain't probably good cardboard now. But the thing was, the food changed. So as the food changed, the nutrition of the food, the value of the food. Guess what happened with the word? People say, man, like the word is the same, because you're not hearing the same word. Now I got it. People reconditioned it so long. Now look at the condition of us. See, the word supposed to be our healing, supposed to be our strength, supposed to be our foundation. But look at why everything crumbling around us. Look at our strength. Look at our health. Because people have altered it. The people that gave it to it. Look at, we learned from James, Latin. These are three great alterers right here. Every book you find, people go back to the Greek. The Greek, they'll tell you that the Greek, the oldest thing you got. You have more complete Old Greek than anything. Is that just, why the Greek ain't missing? Why it ain't fragmented? They purposely moved it because they knew it was going to alter our health. It was going to alter the very foundation. And look, it crumbling. It crumbled us. The Greeks responsible for giving you Hebrew. You just didn't know it. The Greeks gave you Hebrew. The Aramaic, the people that are Semitic from that area, never used the H as the beginning of the word. The Greeks gave you the word Hebrew. They'll tell you the English call Eber, that we call a bar. They'll tell you that it's actually a he, it's Hebrew. That's why they say they're Hebrews. Hebrews come from the Greeks. The Aramaics didn't use it. They use an I. I don't use other symbolism to try to come up with these sounds because of the Nakud. They change around. Now everybody tell you, I'm a Hebrew. What does Hebrew mean? Black. I don't know how they came up. It never meant a color. It meant a region. It was a people that were disciplined that separate themselves. P-love, separated. Just like the Mali. Just the same way like the Zen. See, the very fact that you are the Abarine people, you understand separation. Think not I come to send a shalom, I came to send a what? Sword. What you think wound up happening in the days when they built the Tower of Babel? A sword came. He did not send shalom, he sent confusion. That they couldn't understand one another, and they separated. In those days, Abar had a son named Peleg, and his name meant separate, to divide. It was time to separate. So when he came and said, I came to send a sword, who will understand it better enough? Based upon how our occupation, based upon, that's our origination, was the other side, to divide. Okay, that's amazing. Because when Yahusha come back here, when the Ben East come and sit upon his throne, you know what he gonna do? He gonna gather all Goyim. They ain't never been gathered before. And then you know what he gonna do? Wow, they ain't never happened before that. All of them been gathered before and they've been separated. We crossing over. We crossing over. So everything I'm telling you about, this ain't nothing new for us. Till we bringing it back to realize this is your regular pattern of behavior. Everybody always trying to bring us back to music. Our culture, music, beat, drum, everything they put us on. Nobody try to put us on the culture of our religion. We always been a separated people. We've always been a separated. And then we get mad and white folk put us in a different region than them. Wonder where that come from. Right. We came to Mizraim in our captivity. You know where we stayed at? In Memphis. We stayed right up. We were right now with Pharaoh. We laid on his floor. Amazing. When we came, Yosef told them off the rip, tell him that y'all are ra'as. So they will put us in Goshen, that you will be separated from them. That was from the rip. We told them that we were ra'ah, and they hated ra'ah. We was an abomination, and they put us in Goshen. We've always been a separated people. Why you think he said, wherefore come out and stay with them and be you what? But wow, that goes with your name, Abari. We've always, so now when he come in and say, I came to sell a sword, is this really new? Is this really new to us? A man foe gonna be dim of his own house. Yeah. Why you think when he came down here, who you think wound up coming after Yahushua? The Romans, the Greeks, the Yahudim. He said a man foe gonna be dim of his own house. So let's say my wife hates me, my kids hate me, they're against me, my mother hates me, they're against me. Who I got stuff in common with? Who? Yahusha. That probably give me like a bun. And the only reason why they hate me, the only reason why they're against me, because of my interests. I care about my nafash. I'm trying to be with the Abba. I'm not trying to burn forever. That's what attracts me to him and makes me a harbor. And I really try to focus on that now. Make sure I don't just put a harbor. That's what I do. Because of the bond, that what connects of the interest. I ain't got no interest in burning forever. And it's showing my actions. What about you? You're my friend if you. I told me and my best friend you do, we go school shopping. We know when I say, man, go over there. This is my best. Go on over there and find what you're going to get and go find and come. Man, listen, I'm telling you, we went out, we bought, I remember one year we got the white Nike with the red check. Then they had one red one and a black one. Them shoes stayed right there. We were best friends. We went school shop. Why were we going to buy something? We bought the same red chap shirts. The chap shirt had the blue emblem. That's both of us had it. We watched it. We both had it. We were friends. We had the same interest, and that was our bond. So, where you at with Yahusha? Hello? You said the shirt? Same similar interests. So that's what bonds us, the fact that I don't want to move. This is, everybody here, nobody gonna say, I want to move, I want to burn. That's your mouth. Your actions don't say that. So now you don't have a bond with him, okay? That bond-aided fact, we both are resisting for the same purpose. We both are acknowledging the same word. So we're eating the same food with me. It's nourishing me. It's my health. It's conditioning me. It's giving me a different appearance. When they took Yahusha and they came, you saw they walked straight up and they grabbed him? Who remember that? What you say? How they know who he was? He should have stuck out like a sore thumb. They couldn't tell in front of others because the appearance was the same. You know what's going to happen when Yahusha come back here? We all going to look alike. Shaul said he had finished his course. He had fought a good fight. You know, he said henceforth was laid up for him a crown of Kai. He said, not only for me, but all of those that harm him in his appearance. So when everybody on the crown of light, we'll all look different, won't we? We'll all look the same, based off a similar interest. That's what bonds us, and this is what you guys got to look at. When you got a bond, that's like this. This is what I looked at the bond I had with my best friend at the time. I had a couple of best friends, that's come along at that time, but what we had, I just couldn't see myself getting that shirt and he didn't get one, and then we saying we were best friends and we went shopping together. That's why I wore when I was a teen. Anybody understand that? I couldn't see myself saying, you know what? Them red shoes go with that chap shirt we got. I'm gonna get mine. You just get something else and get you a whole nother shirt and get you a whole nother shoe like that, and we still be best friends. We had already set our interest before we went. We were going school shopping together because we were gonna buy the same thing. It don't make sense for me to be doing something different than he did, and I'm saying that I'm his friend. We rare. I didn't want to see my friend, and my friend didn't want to see me sitting there, and they be like, y'all went to school. Why he got on something different than you? What you could have done that? How many folks had that? But if we did it together, we were trying to illustrate something. And it wouldn't have been shown if we had something different. But if we had the same thing, people would see us like you, and people would know we wound up being cousins. We would tell folks we were cousins, we wound up being cousins. Yeah, we wound up being cousins. He wound up marrying my cousin. So how stuff worked, we can get folks say you just friends. You know, okay, we were cousins. We moved from being friends. We were cousins. We said, that's my cousin. Man, I remember one time, man, the teacher had kicked him out of the classroom. You didn't know about that back then. Get that stick, move it up. And his teacher had kicked, because he wouldn't talk. And she had kicked him out of the class. She asked him to do it. He wouldn't do it. He went to class. I got up to leave. She said, where you going? I said, I got to go. She said, going where? I said, my cousin go. I said, my mama had told me. She said, I didn't tell you to go nowhere. I told her. I said, I got to go. I said, you had told my cousin. I said, I had to go. So that she was saying, I didn't tell you to go nowhere. I told him. She said, I said, I got to go. And I left her class. Just look that. Because I looked at it ain't look right. We were cousins. We were best friends. That's what I'm out. It didn't look right. He going on like, that's that nigga. That bun wasn't there. Our bun didn't say, that's that nigga. He the one got kicked out of the class. And he didn't do nothing. She wasn't, he just didn't talk to him. I ain't answer him. He just wouldn't answer. He didn't want to talk to him. He just didn't have nothing to say. You be talking your head out. It'd be anybody. He don't want to think he ain't got nothing to say to you. His own mom at me one time. She said, does he talk? I said, all the time. She said, I don't get him saying. He don't want to answer. He just said, He had nothing to say. But our bond was what it was. And I'm saying that to say, I appreciate that for the fact it got me to realize that he bring back looking how you could be like that with somebody that don't have nothing to do with your life. Now I'm asking you to step out with me. I'm telling you, now I've been rejected. I've been put out. Now y'all think that's odd and strange what I did with him? Let's see the book tell you to do it. 13th chapter book of Abarim. How about that? We find a book for it. 13, Abarim. See 13 and 11. Let's see. We'll read that. Let's see. Listen. Abarim they call Hebrew. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Listen.
For the basar of those beasts whose dam is brought into the Magdash by the Rosh Kahan for Kata are burned without the camp.
Y'all see what happened? And we were taking the dam, Mama. What you think we did with the basar? We was on taking the dam. What we do with the basar? He told him to burn outside the camp. Okay? He used the psalm. He said, take it, burn it outside the camp. What that mean? Hands. What that mean if we burn outside the camp? Hands. Well, tell me what it means. Somebody's talking his hand, turning his tongue. I seen, you got busted. He done got you. Hold on. I might see we'll come back there, Master Chin. Hold on for a stop. Jerry, I don't remember you the last time you raised your hand for nothing. All the time. What must be at home on live stream? If y'all at home, raise your hand. Something missing now. Hold on, I don't remember the answer. Let me get Jerry now. Let me say, go on, now what you got?
I was thinking about the refuge.
The refuge? Okay. Or we'll look at rejected. We'll look at rejected too. We'll look at rejected outside. The only reason why anytime we would take something outside the camp, because pretty much you've been rejected. So get ready, rich burn on the outside. But we ain't burning. Remember, that would be we burned on the altar. That would mean we did offer. He said, but those, he talking about whose dam is brought into the Kudash by the Rosh Kohan for Kataim are burned without the camp, which also be the refuge part, the waste part you take and get rid of. Listen.
Wherefore Yahusha also, that he might Kodash the arm with his own dam, suffered without the gate.
He was rejected. They chose him for move. If y'all remember, when Yahusha was, I'm going to say, let's see what happened. Pick up the 19th chapter of the book, hold on, 1919, Yehukanan. Based on what you read. I told y'all don't let me preach. Mess around, let me preach. You're going to learn something now. Let's see. Listen. 1919, Yehukanan. Listen.
And Pelotus katab a title and put it on the two.
Uh-huh.
And the katab was
What?
Yahushua of Nazareth,
The what?
Malak of the Yahudim.
What was significant about this?
This title then read many of the Yahudim, for the Malkum where Yahushua was crucified
Was what?
nigh to the city.
You said slap dab, well?
Was nigh to the city.
That's all. They'll just take the book to tell it. Why would you tell you it was not to the city? See, you would have never known that until you read.
That's right.
I'll bring the 13th chapter, though, would you? They would have missed it. See, that's the purpose of it. Think about it. When it was given to them, and you heard that before as a Christian, that made you think it was outside the city. Would you have correlated that to do anything with that, with him? But see, that was our point. He came back and brought in something to let you know. That's what you did. When you took the animals and you took them, after you flayed them, he told you what I wanted. I want the hind part. I want the kidney. I want the heart. I want the caul above the liver. When you do that, give me those parts, right? And maybe the front shoulder. What about the rest of it? He said, take that stuff and throw it out there. Get rid of it, throw it out there. And see, that was important for you to pick up to realize he would reject it. Yes, y'all who told y'all that, didn't he? He would despise and he was rejected. That's what he told you. That's what you learn about their bond. That they rejected their bond. And that wound up being the head of the corner. That was the stone that they disallowed, remember? They said, take that stone out. He said, now he became the head of the corner. He became the Raj. The one they rejected became the Raj. Okay. Let's see. So this is why it was important. You see the two right again? And it was written in, they're going to tell you Hebrew because the Greeks. This is a Latin writing. They're going to tell you this. They're going to say Hebrew because they're going to follow the Greek. All this is important just so you can watch how these people work you. All these people work you. They follow a Greek discipline to tell you that it was Hebrew, okay? And in Greek, that's why they did that, and in the Latin. This was not the only two names it would believe were written in. They would believe it were written in 70 different languages. They had more than one people. Let's see, these people done conquered, pretty much ruled in the Middle East, and you tell me you don't put but two. Everybody in Jerusalem was two people. You had the Canaanites, you had everybody had been there. Mixed multitudes of people, so you couldn't just leave it in one discipline because everybody don't read the same thing or speak the same thing. But you'll use those two, amazingly, these are two of the bigger holders of your writing. Because they were written in Latin and Greek. In Hebrew and Greek and in Latin. So they make Hebrew like it's yours. But Hebrew is a Greek word. I told y'all before, these are your oppressors. That changes your nerve. See, when you don't get the word right, guess what? That changes your nourishment. The way you cook food make a difference. And they're telling you, baking is different than frying. It's gonna be the way you're gonna get your noodles, so they fry, you fry a lot out. So they start trying to change the grease. Usually before we use pork lard. That was the only thing we had to fry in at first. I'll tell you, you remember growing up, I don't know, because y'all was 7-day Adventist, y'all remember. You remember when your mama used to buy Crisco and she used to buy Worcester? She used to buy Worcester, they had it back then. See, a lot of my mama, they had pork lard. We just bought lard. She sent me to the store, I bought that one with no name and a light blue paper around it. And you pour it back up with the cream. You have one for the fish grease and one for your other fried stuff. You don't pour them grease together. That fish grease have all the little gritty in it. You gotta have two different grease. Man, one later on we started learning about canola oil and all. Nigga ain't know about no canola. Western and all that stuff. So that was on, man, I seen Western and Crisco, that was on TV. That was white folk grease. But we didn't eat it. We didn't realize. So it changes your food. So you think about all these people. Basically, all they did was fried your word in pork. So this one, that messed around with your nutrition. That damaged your health. I'm just trying to tell you, this is what we have to look at. That's why our understanding was unfruitful. There's certain things you put in the ground, you can't grow nothing behind it. Let me tell you what you don't find people do. Grow cotton, then start growing beans behind it. Cotton absorb all the nutrients out the ground. And get what they do though. That's all they did with. That's all. When you said gave us Jesus, you sold us full of cotton. You know, and now you get something. You pour alcohol on that cotton. What it do? That's what it do to the ground. It suck everything out the ground. Go look at a cotton field. Man, taste so you got to go back, man. You got to nitrate that ground. You know about farming. Am I telling the truth about this? Yes, sir. It rips everything. So think about what they sold in us. You got to come out. Now I can't come back. I had to come back. I got to reignite the ground. You can put nitrates in the ground, stuff to reignite to start to get the ground to go ahead and get back fertile where you can start growing again. You rip it. They'll learn that grow cotton. You got to get it out there and got to come back and put some beans, put some nutrient back in the soil. These people ripped it. They gave us cows with corn. Let me tell you something. I grew up in late 60s, 70s. I've never heard in my life of somebody being lactose intolerant. Never heard the word. I'll tell you, your mama and your family was lactose intolerant. It was milk. Cows ate grass. Cows ate straw. Cows never ate corn. No one would give a cow corn, not unless you finna clean it out and you finna kill it. So now everybody get the meal. Well, man, I can't do dairy. When you can't eat ice cream? I ain't never seen a nigga in my life growing up. I'm telling you, remember nigga couldn't eat ice cream? Where did they, never heard of it. Yeah, ooh, man, I eat that ice cream, I'm gonna be tore up. If I don't get that ice cream, I'm gonna be tore up. These niggas shut up. Man, ice cream, you don't even see an ice cream truck. Everybody lactose intolerant. Man, now you see an ice cream. Man, I remember when an ice cream truck didn't send up an ice cream. Nigga got Funyuns and hot fries and butter. Man, I ain't grow this stuff. Man, shut that thing down. Police should have been busted that van. Who remember that? I remember the man had no drinks, it was the ice cream truck. Now I put one of them cap pistols to her head. Nigga, if I want some now later, I go to the candy lady. You the ice cream man. Man, when that thing hit that street, that thing lit. Boy, your nigga ears kick on. Ling-a-ling-a-ling, that nigga get to the house. Ice cream man. Ice cream man. You watch it. That thing may be gone. You stay there, you got to scrabble the money. We got to go. Side the house. We don't need no grocery. Get rid of the TV. We got to get it. Man, you been, listen. Boy, you work. I got no damn money for no ice cream. You don't, listen, you can't listen. Whoop me now. Cause I got to get, you don't get that ice cream and your friend get ice cream. Do that. Don't come back outside. Your life is over. You ain't got no ice cream. Them niggas lick that thing. That thing hurt, but you got, please God, let it fall to the ground. Man, you missed that ice cream truck. That man went, ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ling-a-ling-a-ling. That nigga moving slow, you looking, and you see the back of that thing, that side of the back of that. You done, nigga. And he hang that right on it, you done. You got, man, you had to carry that. Man, that was a child. How many of y'all been in an ice cream truck? Man, that thing like salvation, but you had to get that. I don't care what you play hide and go seek. Tag me, nigga. I gotta get an ice cream. You ain't finna stay here, ice cream truck. Time out everything, even you getting beat up. They gotta stop beating you up. Get an ice cream. Everything, how you still yoking nobody, the ice cream man. You can't be whooping nobody no miss the ice cream. Oh my goodness. Now you don't get another whoop. You don't make me miss the ice cream. Whooping you up. So you let me up, I'll buy you one. It's just, oh my goodness. So you see how these are things essential for us to pay attention. Now let's go back to the 13th chapter, please. 13 and 12. Abarim. Wherefore Yahusha also, that he might kudash the arm by his own suffered. Y'all hear that? He suffered outside the gates. Similar to things you kept inside that were kudash, but he had to put himself in that situation in order to redeem us. Y'all got it? Let's see what happened.
Let us go forth, therefore.
Let us stay here.
Go forth.
Where?
Therefore, unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach.
Now, give me some of y'all thinking. Hand, one of my king. What you thinking? What you thinking with that? What goes with that? Oh, hold on. I got a Wayno, I got a Papa Sign, and I got a hump. I got three. Who we going with? We want a right answer or a wrong answer? How many of y'all for a hump? That's tight. Hump, you out already. How many said Wayno? That mean y'all saying because y'all want a right answer or a wrong answer? Oh, they said one last. Now, how many said Papa Sign Austin? Y'all want a wrong answer or a right answer? That's tight. That's a lot of press. That man said, let's move on. I asked you what you were thinking. So I'm going to ask all three. I want to know what they think. That's the right answer in my mind, though. if it ain't what I got in my mind, it's gonna be dead wrong. But go ahead, let's say. Now let's see how you think.
I was thinking about what came to my mind was with knocking me out when the people were coming outside. They were outside the gate.
Okay. What he came to his mind was Nakum Yah. Was when they we had put the wall, the people were lodging outside the gate. Y'all remember they were trying to sell some stuff to them? And remember he told them that he was going to catch them outside that gate again. He was going to put that beat down on them. He's going to give them thunder cookies, remember? That's right. I got a candidate. I got a Mr. Candidate. All right, let's see what we got him from Wayno. What you got, Wayne? Scapegoat. He's going to say the scapegoat. We had two. The one we slew and we killed, and we offered. The other one, we put our hands upon it, confessed our faults of the arm, and you sent it out in a land uninhabited. What we got, What? Well, I can't make what you said. Oh, if your Aki compare you to go 1 mile. What does he say he's gonna do? Well, that's good because the first part was already wrong. But no, I'd have never thought that. So I'm glad you come. If your Aki compare to go 1 mile, go twain too. If you go one, go two. He said I can't remember the side, but that worked out too for a reason. All right, we got Mr. Kennedy and we got Master Chong. Come on, what you got? When he told them whosoever will, Musa said, whosoever will come outside the camp. Now I know where he got that from. He twisted up some, but it's the same incident. We just twisted up. Musa asked them about who was on Yahusha's side. Let them come to him, and that's when they took every man his sword and went out through gate to gate, and they started slowing at people. That's what I'm here for. Mr. Kennedy. All right, we got Papa Son. What you think, Papa Son? How you know you're wrong?
I was going with outside
When he was Shamshun, when he was outside?
Yeah. He took over.
When he was inside the Coliseum, and they brought him in, and he pushed in the walls and killed the people. I'll tell you what I would consider based off of this. Let us go forth, therefore, to him without the who? Without the outside the camp, bearing his reproach. First of all, I'm telling you what I'm thinking, and I know I'm right, because I judged it myself. No, but but no, just give you kind of how this is going to go for them, okay? First of all, they go for principle when they learn about a camp. They learn about a camp when they set aside 12 different parts. They set aside certain regions, fenced them in, right? They were for people who the avenger of blood was seeking. Whoever went outside the gate, he said, yours gonna fall on you. If the avenger of blood catch you outside the gate, that's on you. So a couple of things they would have to consider about let us go forth, therefore, to him. Will it well? Musa was told to put up cities. That people, he told you that if a man was hewing wood, because of the Torah, thou shalt do what? Killing. Exception. Do not kill. That's all it said. No exception. So I'm hewing wood. Candy walk up behind me. Axe head flew off. Flip. Chopped this man. Killed him. It's tight. Because when the shopper see it, they're going to say, this an accident? All they got the Torah. I ain't supposed to kill. That means I'm a dead man. He said, set up cities. That person could go and law. He said, because it wasn't in his law. It was not in my law. I had nothing against it. It's been different. Me and Ken have been beefing for me. You've been beefing a long time. Now all of a sudden, axe head flip off and killing? No. But how about me and him ain't never had no issue. But when they come, he's dead. My axe handle, the head missing, and it's chopped off in his head. Tourists killed me. So now I'm supposed to go in one of those cities and stay there until Candy's son. Because typically the son is going to avenge his father. until he dies and get off the scene. Now me, I'm saying him, that boy, I just can't keep waiting. Nigga do what he want to do. At this point, you know what I'm saying? It's me and him. We just gonna do it. He said, now, if you get caught outside that city, that gate, and if that man catch you, that's on you. And he gonna be free. That man not gonna be in debt. That man not gonna, ain't no tourist gonna condemn this man because you left the city. So leaving the city had a more of a notable thing for them to consider. So when I went outside to count him, what was I expecting to happen, Dave? I'm gonna go out here and just be blessing. I just left safety. So I know my life is on the line. If I'm bearing his reproach, what happened to his life? So I'm gonna go out here and be living. Nobody ain't gonna bother me. So you understand? Guess what happened? We have similar interests. That's part of our bond. I'm going out here knowing I'm gonna die. What is going to let me also go without the camp suffering reproach? So what that mean? Ain't that gonna happen? Based off the city of refuge, based off of what happened to him. So now we become companions in tribulation. This is part of our bond. This is the connecting factor. That's why having a heart for him knowing, looking at me, what am I having to rationalize? Does this make logical sense to walk out here, stick my head on him, and Kerry gonna knock it off and kill me like he killed the other one? Oh, I'm ready for this. You thinking, I know he gonna do this, I'm gonna stick my head over here? But then I'm looking at him doing it. He was willing to do that, and I just got to be minded for the same interest. What was the benefit of him doing it? We say, oh, he did it to save the fight, which he did, but he saved himself. It's a benefit to him as well. The man said, whoever overcome it, he gonna give a pillar in his mouth, in his mashkan. Y'all remember that? To him that overcome it. He told you that whoever overcome it, he gonna build him a pillar seat in his mouth, in his mashkan, in his temple. He said, just like somebody else. He said, just like I overcame. Similar interests. That's the bonding factor. He only got it because he overcame. The Santa Jackoff story. The man overcame. And that's what he taught us. That's what he demonstrated us, that you can beat the will of the flesh. You just got to look at your interests. What mind can't be subject? Why you think he wants somebody to worship him in spirit and truth? Adam and Yahuwah showed him that. That was a carnal mind. What did she see? How did it look? And you think they were going to let her mind say, but the Torah, but that 613, see, look, that I'm carnal. I see carnally, I'm going to make carnal decision, and I'm going to die. When you masturbate, fornicating, committing adultery, lying and lusting, doing the things contrary, you are yet carnal. And you still in your kataim, in your sin, and you're going to die. He said, for they that are in the flesh, what they do? That's what I'm thinking about. But now we're transferring the ruachni, spiritual. Now it makes a difference on how you mind things. Because now I got to look at the thing that's going to give me life, nourishment, good health, appearance, good condition. The ruach make me minded toward those things. When you're looking at the masturbate, then you're going to mind the thing that's going to be conclusive to moot. So your bond is going to be with who? People, right? Things of the right, of the world, things that are equivalent to death, and with people. I tell you a lot of times, change your groups. Your group minded for death. You in your mind, you thinking, we just like to talk about your group minded for death. Because you ain't considering. See, nobody gonna go to moot and go to Sheol because they don't know. It's just what you minded to do. That's for everyone of what you minded to do. You minded to live and do the thing that produce life. Huh? You know, most three-point shooters do more practicing under the backboard. Don't have nothing to do with three-point shooting. So you got to start doing things that's conducive for life. You got to start minding things that are conducive to life. You got to start letting things that are conducive to life have more of a control over you. Yeah, the carnal mind is still going to rise. The carnal mind will still come up. But now we learn how to bring it back into subjection because we want life. Keep looking at what's the attachment when you do it. So now, at a while, see why people don't like their teaching, why people live, because you get to understand, now you're going to move into willfully sinning. And what about that sacrifice? Said on main one. I don't know what to do with you. Now, you know, a lot of these people did stuff. We cool, you don't believe what she said. She said he deceived me. She said he deceived me. What you going to say? I know I wasn't supposed to do it, I did anyway. He said, good, because I ain't got no sacrifice for that. See, that's why it's important to teach people so people know. That's why I told you, for me, the adultery thing, I just don't, it don't make common sense. I don't care what you shape. I already know, it don't make sense. What I'm going to say? I just got caught up in it. No, we ain't get caught up nowhere. I'm trying to get caught up when you get back here. I'm just at the point, because once you get it, it don't make sense. That used to be so I'd be scared. Because so many you have to get yourself grown and serious by. I got my mind set on life. I can't get nothing. I'm not going to get nothing. That too much. I got way too much more problem come behind it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I ain't going to get no life from it. That's the end of it. To give up my good 2 minutes. That girl ain't just hanging around for nothing. Blast off, she be waiting on. But you talking about throwing away, this how you got to look at things that go contrary to him. I'm going to throw, anytime I just say it, I'm going to throw away everything. But listen, if that's your mind, do this. This how you'll know. How many people just want to know where you at? I mean, you want to know. Nobody don't want to know. That's right. All right, do this. Cut that stove on when you get home. Plant them hands right there. See how long you hold it. If you can hold it for 15 minutes, you good. You're a good candidate to go burn in Sheol. You touch that thing, you get that hand straight back out, that ain't what you're trying to do. And you're going to be a lot longer than that. It'd be good for everybody going to just touch it. Everybody needs to just touch it. And if ain't going to sweat, it's going to be there for a minute too. Y'all get that blood thing worried for a minute, work on that. Think about that. That's just from a touch. What's going to happen to go to Sheol? But everything, you know what everybody's saying? I don't go to Sheol. You a liar. You ain't minded on things to live. You mind on things to die. How you going to say that? That makes no sense. You got to build your bond. Get your people got a bond, same similar interests, same mind. That's what he said. That's what made the bond. Same interests. Right? And you're looking at, I'm talking about, come on, we're trying to get nourished. You're not getting nourished from what you're doing. Everything you go against, so you can't get the help, you can't get good condition, your appearance. All this stuff is going to give away. So that's why it's important. We got to start doing things that minded toward Kai. Okay? Y'all all right? Yes, sir. That's two.